Hey guys, Caligas de repentier, here. Apparently that's Latin for looted hose, so I might use that for today's stream, if my tongue would stop burning. Today we're going to be talking about the Romans. Um, if you guys can hear me. That's weird, just give me 1 second. I forgot my other headphones were in. Whew, scared me for a second. I thought I broke my brand new earphones. Get that to charge. Anyway, I'm not going to make this stream too long, unfortunately. I'm still doing my Pompeii campaign. But I did want to talk about Triarii, which are not in this campaign because this is post-Marian.
We hunger for battle.
Like, the Romans go by 3 tiers. Pre-Marian, Marian, and post-Marian. Right now, we are in the Marian stage.
To your command.
We have legionaries. We have first cohort. When we get to post-Marian, we get legionary cohorts. And these become armored legionaries. Actually, evocati cohort. And that'll be right here. Oh no, they become eagle cohort. Thought they became evocati cohort. Boy. Anyway.
We hunger for battle.
So basically, what we're doing is we're still continuing this campaign. Haven't made too much progress, but it's notable. Now, I was going to do something. I think it was here. Actually, I wouldn't need that. Why would I do that? If you guys have ever had a canker sore, you know how much pain I'm in right now. Anyway, basically I have to get rid of this army. Anthony is preoccupied, I guess. Or Antony.
You are welcome. But that welcome can become a farewell if you waste my time.
I decided to declare war on Lepidus' Rome instead of waiting for them to break alliances because Anthony is preoccupied with a bunch of fighting in the east. In fact, I think he's losing a few territories. We haven't gained too many, but we have the upper hand against Octavian, and Lepidus is starting to get a bit stronger themselves, so I thought to myself, why not just declare war on Lepidus and then hold Octavian back a bit. And then if I can take Tarraconensis, I think that's how it's pronounced, then I could still fight for France for the most part, and probably get rid of Octavian, and then take all of Spain, and then eventually take Africa for myself. Now Lepidus is slightly stronger than us, while Octavian has been knocked out of Italy completely, which is good because it will need Italy.
Commander,
We just took Massalia, and we're going to start working our way to take these two, which would cut Lepidus and Octavian off and put us in a pretty bad situation. But I can defend these territories if I had a military building.
at your command.
I might have to call up this army.
Commander, ready for battle. Gathering supplies.
Now, Triarii are an interesting unit because they are the only viable spear unit that Rome has that somewhat mimics Rome's ability to tank engagements. Of course, the Romans rely more on their melee infantry, but I still think Triarii have a very reasonable role in some Roman armies. In the campaign, it really depends. Like for example, we're basically using pre-Marian units like Principes, Hastati, Triarii. Those are our three main units, and I think are the only units we can recruit that actually will put up a chance against Carthage, who can go from their early units to their late units in the same campaign. So they have the entire roster at their command. Triarii are not as good as killing infantry as Principes are, but they definitely hold out much longer because of their defense and armor. And I think that's kind of what their purpose is in most armies, just to be like a last resort.
Commander. Make haste, men. Ready for orders. Waiting for more orders.
This army's been getting mad speed for the entire campaign. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Definitely, I think that Triarii would have a reasonable role, but it really depends on your playstyle with Rome. If you want to treat Rome as like partially Roman and then partially Greek, Triarii can definitely help with that. But when it comes to like actual Roman gameplay, chances are you won't need Triarii, and Triarii can be a hindrance, and I learned that the hard way.
Make haste, men.
In one of my streams, I actually showed you guys how myself using Triarii, and I think it was a recent stream. Now, I did a pretty good job in that battle, but I kind of didn't like the fact that Triarii were not as cost effective as the other infantry units.
We hunger for battle. Ready for battle.
Gotta take these two territories, and then we'll start working our way down. Anthony hasn't declared war on us yet, and if he does, we can always make a couple of units and then defend Batavium. So we're in a good position. We just need to make money so we can actually maintain these units.
To your command.
Six, seven. Okay, we're at 6, so I can spend a point here. That would give me too much cunning. We already have battle rhythm and second wind, so we don't need any more cunning. At the same time, we'll get more cunning anyway. This is definitely more useful, because if I can get this to level 3, that would give us 16% armor and 20% ammunition. This doesn't really have that much use. It's just if I need more melee defense. But the movement is very useful.
Commander.
So now my units have 86 armor instead of 85, which is good. Because it's rounded up. I think 10% of 80 is... Actually, no, it's 5%. What am I saying? So it should be 4, but it's rounded up. That's alright.
Ready for
I'm
orders.
sure it's because I have another retainer. Not this, because when I get this level 2, I wouldn't even change anything. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This would be good. But I do need the experience. We'll just stick with the armor. But that's good too. We'll stick with the armor though. Armor is what's gonna get us to places.
Ready for battle.
At your service.
It's funny because I got rid of my navies as well, so I have no navies. And it's not because I'm bad at naval battles. I'm not terrible at naval battles, but I don't like fighting them in Rome 2 or Attila. Especially in Attila, because all you have to do is just board and stuff. They do have like more flavor than Rome 2 does, but still. Land battles are much better. Land battles have been in every Total War game, whereas naval battles haven't. They came in Empire. In fact, I don't even know if Warhammer has naval battles. I've never seen one.
To your command.
I hate when I have to wait another turn or so just to move. Sucks. I'm not going to do a forced march either.
We hunger for... Ready for battle.
We have to go on the offensive though. If I just wait for the Octavian's Rome, Octavian's Rome will just come back and probably cause a lot of problems for me, including taking Massalia. Right now I have the upper hand, so I shouldn't really try to hold back. And I've learned this in a lot of campaigns. When you have momentum, you have to be careful, but you have to keep on pushing. I could have just caught these two territories and then forget about Octavian and then maybe work down here. But what ends up happening is these factions try to make a comeback because you're still at war with them. And even if you're not, they'll try to come back and get you. I can recruit auxiliary cav though.
At your
So
command.
I'll replace the legionary cav with auxiliary cav so that my cav can hold
Who needs
themselves.
good fighters?
No, I don't need that.
Commander.
I almost forgot I could attack Lewted's home state of Carthage from my home city. I might actually do that because I can't bring my best army right here all the way to Africa. I'd probably have to go up to France or Gaul. The only real problem is that navy, but we'll be able to get past it anyway.
We hunger. That is impossible. Call this a garrison. Come, fight for Rome. Ready for battle. Ready for orders. At once.
I'm gonna use this army to take, not Bibre, to this one, Aquitania, because Burdigala is right here. All I need is these 3 territories right here to really hurt Octavian. Probably has territories up here. I know the Gauls have not Visancio, but maybe some territories somewhere else. Or maybe it's these ones, I can't tell. I haven't seen them yet. Yeah, I haven't seen them.
We will gladly listen to your offers.
Not trading with anyone really hurts. But at the same time, we don't really have that many resources. Which is why expanding quickly is probably the best way to go. I really wish I could have finished the Lepidus campaign. Anyway, wanted to update you guys as well. I mean, I don't think anybody will care about this, but I'm doing a contracted job. I have to go downtown tomorrow for a job at 6 o'clock. Never really. Well, I've driven downtown, but let's just say I'm not a big fan of driving downtown.
Ready for battle! Commander. We take this settlement! Ready for battle! Oh!
That should be enough. Well, we could bring over some Samnite warriors. Act as flanking infantry. Who knows? I haven't been able to actually get these 2 territories because of Octavian here.
It's your command! Faster! Curse you all! At your command. We hunger for battle! Ready for battle!
Anyway, because of my job downtown, that's why I can't make the stream longer than usual. I'm going to hopefully be off for next week. I had to go downtown yesterday to get orientated to it. And basically, it's a winter shoveling contract that this person asked if I could help them with. So I said yes, and now I'm helping out doing a contract downtown for this pretty nice condo, actually, and it looks pretty nice, but I think it's gonna break my back eventually.
Ready for orders. Laying siege to the settlement.
Gotta keep on being aggressive.
Ready for battle.
I didn't want to get a champion, but it seems like I have no choice. Anyway, we're gonna invade Africa now that I have the upper hand against them. That navy, more likely than not, won't be able to take Carolus without a fight, maybe. I think I should have made this a military building. I wasn't thinking clearly enough.
We hunger for battle.
In fact, I'm not going to be able to. He's on a forced march. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to make it. This navy would intercept me by the time I try to get over. Which is weird because in the regular campaign you can. Or maybe that's Attila. Actually, let me see if
I don't
can.
care how tired
Yeah,
you
I could. No, I couldn't because of this. And then I still get stuck. I find that javelin men really help out Rome as a whole. Because even though the other auxiliaries give them like ranged options for like tackling other things, javelins, even though they benefit, they're very good for tackling double-handed units like Thracian warriors or Falksmen, but they're also pretty good for handling hoplites before the Romans throw their pila, since the pila do 2 less AP than other precursors. I think they did the same amount of damage as before, but then they nerfed it.
To your command. Ready for battle.
The longer I wait, the more time Lepidus has to actually do what he wants to do. So I can't really wait any longer. Do these? Yeah, they do. Same. Yeah.
for
That's about time.
Commander. Salve. How can I help?
No, I wouldn't be able to.
How can I serve Rome? 1, 2, 3. It's your command. 4. Ready for battle.
Auxiliary Gallic warriors would definitely help. So would the Gallic hunters. I think I'll do that. Because in this campaign, I think you can get noble horse in Aquitania or Gallia. And those can go a long way for Rome.
At your command. Commander. At your command.
This is dangerous. But I'm going to try to go for a land battle.
Forgive me, but I cannot. Do your duties, men. Blockading!
I'm going to try it.
Ready for battle.
Alright, so Octavian's trying to make a comeback. It was partially my fault for actually letting him do that. But I'm going to try to fight it back. Using what I have. In other news, in Pokemon I caught a rare Pokemon recently. Lapras, which is nice. Again, nobody will care though, so it's good. So essentially, the Romans have put me in a very awkward situation. Lepidus and Octavian. But I can still fight, so I'm not too upset or anything.
Ready for... Get the blockade set up! Yeah!
This should be fun.
None will escape!
In fact, I don't even think I did, so I didn't. I should have gotten siege towers because I'd be willing to fight sieges. I think I'll do that.
Commander?
I highly doubt 2 stacks of armies are going to try to take Massalia. So we'll just...
We hunger for battle!
I don't think they do it.
My skills are yours.
Ready Ready for orders. For the
So there's a third army. I kept that other army there because I wasn't too sure if they'd make it. I wasn't sure if they would be able to take Lebanon and then be able to fight off these two armies, so I just thought, stay in the settlement, don't bother moving.
A token.
That I can do. We get trade going, it'll be good. But now the Romans are trying to stall us, so that's not good. Right now it's just Octavian. Lepidus hasn't traded to make a comeback. And they're trying. It's still one of my favorite cinematics. You get that cinematic after a number of wins if you're playing as Rome. I just can't remember how many. He's been fighting for 11 years, 12 victories, 0 defeats. Alright. If I wait too long, Lepidus is just gonna come back. But if I go now,
commander.
they might be able to take Biberacti from Octavian. But what other territories do they have? Because it's not just that, it's all of Gallia. Not all of Gallia. They have Belgica, that's Belgica. That's why I can't take this. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Octavian, not Octavian, Pompey to fight these two armies. One of them is led by Octavian himself.
On the move.
Because if I wait any longer,
You
they'll
may
just...
as well get comfy, man. At your command.
If I had a spy, I'd be able to see what they were planning. So I'll do that.
How may I
Ready
serve
for
you?
orders. Ready for battle.
And then we'll see what happens.
We take this settlement for Rome. Ready for orders.
We're gonna keep this siege going.
Besieging the settlement. Ready for battle.
Alright, so they're actually gonna try to go for it. All I have to do is just retreat that army and then continue. fighting Lepidus. Because if I wait too long, they're just gonna come back. Well, and I was right. And because I don't want that to happen, I have to continue fighting. Another triumph. A second triumph. Oh, you probably have to get just 2 wins to get it.
Commander,
6 wins. Instead I got 12. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
At your service.
Let's see what happens.
I do enjoy. I have failed.
ready for
This army's pretty weak. This one, however, 2 legionaries, not the best.
ready for orders. Set up the watch. At your command.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think we can hold up this siege out until they're ready to come out.
To battle!
Which is one of the reasons why I wish I had siege towers, because I hate using battering rams. But even if they came out, we'd still probably beat them.
We take
So,
this settlement.
I'm comfortable sitting there. Excuse me. I will have to end the stream soon. I'm gonna make sure I save that. It's almost been an hour, so it doesn't really matter.
Ready for battle. Commander.
What else is there to do? Not too much.
To victory!
I should have brought those Samnite warriors.
The spirits have noticed that our treasure stores are wanting.
What do you wish of me? I serve only Rome. They will never know I was there. Succeeding is what I do.
We hunger for battle. March! Besieging... That path is blocked. Ready for battle. Your next command. Commander.
So far, this campaign's pretty good. I'm confident that people will eventually use Triarii more, especially the pro players. And I also think that
Ready for orders.
Rome's main strategy can always be changed. They're not the most versatile faction in the game, but they do have a lot of options. But it's always better to be a Roman than to be something else.
At your service.
We hunger for battle. Let them cower. Make haste, men.
Well, this is interesting. Somehow Octavian actually went right into my ambush. The other army was trying to go for the province, so I can get that. And this army, seeing that Octavian got beaten
The
back,
spirits have noticed that our
is now trying to come back to probably fight that army. Very interesting indeed.
To battle! Besieging the settlement!
Our win chances have gone up a bit, but it's not enough.
Ah!
I'm just gonna wait
None
until they
will
come out to
escape.
fight us. 2 more turns. I can do that. Even if this army wasn't on forced march, it probably wouldn't be able to get up to here. But just in case.
How can I be of assistance? I do injustice. It is done.
Just in case.
My skills are yours.
At your command. To victory! Ah! Waiting for orders. We hunger for battle.
Beautiful.
Ah!
Got that.
March.
So that should really hurt them more. That army's going back to recover.
At your command.
And I have all of this. This, he can take Brutigalia and Limonum. So now I can start working my way downward. The only problem is I don't know what to take next. So I'll stop the stream here. Thanks guys so much for
At your
watching.
service.
Hopefully by Monday I can stream again. But only if my back isn't broken by then. So again guys, thanks so much for watching. To conclude, use Triarii if you're trying to use them. Use Rome like a Greek faction where you want to hold out long enough and hope that that's good enough to beat your opponent. So with that being said, thanks guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys on Friday, on next week, hopefully. Bye, guys.